A very good afternoon to one and all. This is Tejinder Kaur, Research Scholar, Department of Teacher Education, Central University of South Bihar, Gaya, working under the supervision of Dr. Chandan Srivastav, Assistant Professor, Department of Teacher Education, Central University of South Bihar, Gaya. The topic of my presentation is Challenges and Prospects of English Language Proficiency and Understanding from Literature Review. If you look at the introduction, the present world is witnessing a rapid change in terms of globalization and technological advancement in every sphere of life. Here, English language proficiency has emerged as one of the vital 21st century skills critical for educational enhancement as well as for one's professional and personal development. India is a multilingual country where practically at all levels of education, as a medium of instruction, English has been widely employed. When it comes to international language competency, English is regarded as one of the most vital employability skill by Ishrat 2019. The broader definition of English language proficiency refers to one's ability to use language for a variety of communicative purposes. The five performance indicator by Richards in 2018, which are usually used to assess language proficiency, are accuracy, fluency, complexity, appropriacy, and capacity. In a nutshell, language proficiency refers to the ability to perform a language with a strong emphasis on a receptive and productive understanding of language system. Low language proficiency among teachers may risk the success of pupils who do not receive effective input from their teachers. Rationale of the study: in today's world, ability to speak in English is one of the key language skills, as a result of which proficiency in speaking is in high demand for higher studies and employment by Dorothy 2019. English is used as a communication tool in academia, business, trade, tourism, international politics, and other spheres of world. According to 2011 census, English seems to have registered a 15% hike in number of speakers since 2001, making it one of the fastest growing language in the decade. The National Education Policy (NEP) 2020 also places a strong focus on improving learners' soft skills, and one of these is communication skills. Hence, English language proficiency is one of the key essentials for acquiring higher education and employment worldwide. This also demands well-prepared teachers who are proficient in English so that they can teach the language to their students. Hence, the preparedness of teachers about ELP is one of the basic questions for providing effective teaching learning of English at various levels of education. As a part of the research work, the researcher has done the review of peer-reviewed research articles published between the period of 2018 to 2022. This paper is a thematic presentation of such reviews. The following research questions based on current literature review leads the researcher. The first one is, what are the challenges and prospects of English language proficiency? What are the perception of student teachers and teacher educators regarding language proficiency course for English communication? What pedagogical strategies are being used for classroom transaction of English language proficiency course? What is the scope of teacher education program in enhancing the English language proficiency of the student teachers? The key theme emerged from the review are as follows, which are divided into some major themes and some themes. So the first major theme is needs, standards, and concept related English language proficiency. Lee in 2019 in his study offers a critique of ELP standards developed by the two largest consortia of namely English Language Proficiency Assessment for the 21st Century and VIDA. Neither consortium accurately reflects disciplinary method or maintains uniform cognitive standards. Norms of disciplinary practice across content area are the first component of alignment. Although the CCSS and NGSS acknowledges that disciplinary standards vary by content area, they do not provide direction on how to address these variances. Thus, it is important to link how ELP standards reflect different disciplinary practices, language use across curriculum area. The finding of another scholarly work proposed that rather than using proficiency as a barrier to entry into EMI program, better language support system could be implemented to provide students with the academic language skills needed to participate in discipline-specific activities in EMI programs with the higher level of support provided to students with lower proficiency by Aswal et al. 2020. Demi in 2018 in his study examines English as an additional language students' English competence and its impact on achievement in order to improve others' understandings of EAL students. He stressed that the National English Proficiency Stage for EAL students in England is beneficial as a diagnostic tool for determining future priorities and tracking progress. The findings of another study presents severe concerns for Western College when making admission decision. It also calls into question the widespread practice in several English-speaking countries of relying solely on SELP for things like students' visa application and professional regression. The findings of a study strongly supports the systematic approach to admission decision that considers applicant characteristics, academic language requirement for the applicant's future discipline-specific course of study and learning support offers to students. Frale et al. 2020. The next theme is strategies for effective teaching learning of ELP. Principals are frequently thrust into leadership role without proper training, and schools later discover that they lack the necessary skills to supervise teacher in the delivery of English language teaching. Nekongo Nelson and Neglo 2019 in their study indicated that to accept and implement the program, the principal use their own rationale, and to reduce their burden and look cooperative, they use their unique productive leadership habit to contextualize ELPP activities. Furthermore, their leadership abilities influenced how teachers receive training and help to create a positive learning atmosphere. A nationwide framework for English language competence is urgently needed so that acceptable requirement for students and teachers at all educational level may be developed. Language education professionals like language teachers, schools and university leaders should be encouraged to participate in self-directed and or other directed professional development activities. There is an urgent need of nationwide framework for English language proficiency. In government institution of Indonesia, the TOEFL and IELTS are used to assess general competency. Educational institutions, particularly English language teachers, educational institutions should be monitored. Renandia et al. 2018. The next theme is approaches of assessment for ELP. The Texas English Language Proficiency Assessment System (TELPAS), a large-scale standardized English language proficiency assessment established by the Texas Education Agency, is critically reviewed by a study. All the English learners in grade K-12 take the TELPAS as a summative annual assessment. The results of the review disclose that although TELPAS is a good instrument, it could be better. Another study advocates that the test multi-stage adaptive approach allows it to cover a wide variety of performance level while still containing items that measures the language of the content area as defined in the test's English language development requirement. Next theme is challenges and concerns related to English language proficiency at different levels. Alternative English language proficiency examination are a new trend with real-world implication for kids with complicated assistance requirement who come from language minority families. According to a study, the US implemented a wide range of redesignation criteria, suggesting a lack of agreement on what constitutes ELP for students with complex support requirement. De Venezuela et al. 2022. Stakeholders are concerned about technological demand, exam security, the validity of score used as a result of the exam security, and the validity of score used as a result of the shift to adopting at-home proficiency tests for high-stake judgment. It further states that there are still significant obstacles generating and implementing alternative English language proficiency assessment. Isabel and Kermel 2020. The next theme is influence of academic performance of learners on ELP. The relationship between students' former academic achievement and their present grade point average was greatly strengthened by the students' English language proficiency score by Bo et al. 2022. English as a second language student may experience significant difficulty at English language universities. The findings of the study through regression analysis discloses that internal motivation was found to be a predator of academic achievement. The researcher further affirmed that internal motivation guides students' action towards a specific objective. Entrance GPA, internal motivation and study obstacles of the respondents, as well as elements such as student efforts and having faculty members as motivators, all have a significant impact on nursing students' academic performance. Al-Habri and Yaqut 2018. Academic achievement among non-English speaking undergraduate students is heavily influenced by English language proficiency. It also worth noting that students from non-English speaking background have varied levels of difficulty with the English language in writing, reading, speaking, and listening. The needs for all universities to access foreign student English language competency at the time of admission. There is a positive relationship between all the 8 domains of English language proficiency and the academic achievement of the students by Logridge 2020. Another study by Amble 2019 also state that the student academic performance in English was strongly related to teachers' proficiency in the English language. Moving on to the conclusion, the assessed literature on English language proficiency between the time period of 2018 to 2020 emphasized on needs various approaches, theories, practices, and challenges related to teaching learning of English language proficiency. The literature review helped the researcher in exploring diverse dimensions of ELP, that too at various levels. A proficient English teacher is an urgent need of the society for advancement in every field. Thus, it is important to focus on the current status of English language proficiency, especially in teacher education. Thank you.